Remolding Pattern is a really interesting mechanic that recently appeared in the global version of the game. Let's take a closer look at how it affects character development and what aspects you should consider to use it as effectively as possible. Let's start by looking at this button in the character menu. It becomes available once your T-doll reaches level 55. Clicking on it takes us to a new menu, which we'll now examine in more detail. Take a look at the left side. At the top you can see the upgrade level of your flower. Why do I call it that? Well, because there's a huge flower right in the center. Leveling up this flower enhances your character's stats. Just below the level you can see the basic stats and a bit lower the class attributes you gain from artifacts. These attributes influence special effects, bonuses like increased HP, damage boosts, or additional abilities. Each T-doll has their own set of such effects, which unlock as you upgrade the flower and activate once the corresponding attribute values are reached. In the bottom right corner, we can see 6 slots where new artifacts can be inserted. There are a total of 4 artifact categories: Sentinel, Support, Vanguard, and Bulwark. Let's take a closer look at each category. Let's start with the Sentinel category. There are 4 subtypes of artifacts and each one provides a guaranteed stat, ranging from level 1 to 3 depending on its rarity. The maximum possible level for a guaranteed stat is 6. In addition, artifacts can contain random bonus stats, but in this guide we'll focus specifically on the guaranteed ones. The first artifact, Flame Flower, has a guaranteed stat called Area Specialization, which increases AoE damage by up to 5.5%. The second artifact, Heaven Blossom, grants attack boosts, increasing your attack by up to 3.6%. Next is Crown Slayer Blossom with its Thronebreaker effect, which increases damage dealt to bosses by up to 5.5%. And finally, Sepal Bloom with a Pinpoint Specialization effect, which increases targeted damage by up to 5.5%. Now let's move on to the support category. Dewdrop Leaf grants the Healing Boost effect, which increases healing and shield effects by up to 5%. The second artifact, Emerald Leaf, with its attack unity effect, increases the attack of all allies by up to 1%. It does not stack with similar effects. Third is Matrix Leaf, which increases allies' HP by up to 1%, also non-stackable with similar effects. And lastly, Reverse Turned Leaf increases both attack and maximum HP by up to 1.8%. Let's move on to the next category, Bulwark. The first artifact here is Marrow Root, which grants the Pinpoint Defense effect, reducing incoming targeted damage by 5.5%. Next is Sanguine Root, which increases the character's maximum HP by up to 3.6%. Then we have Stratified Root, which boosts the character's defense by up to 3.6%. And finally, Thousand Strand, which reduces incoming AoE damage by up to 5.5%. Let's move on to the last but certainly not least category, Vanguard. The first artifact, Cetaphil Stem, increases critical damage against bosses by up to 5%. The second artifact in this set, Entropic Stem, increases critical damage by up to 4%. Next comes Fissure Stem, which boosts critical AoE damage by up to 5%. And finally, we have Keen Stem, which increases critical targeted damage by up to 5%. It's worth noting that all of the effects listed above will be guaranteed for a particular artifact, and their upgrade levels will add up to a maximum of 6, giving the maximum increase. Now let's move on to the most important part of the update, where to farm the new artifacts and resources for upgrading the flower. In the Boundary Push mode, a new section called Phase Clash has been added, and that's exactly where you can obtain all the items you need. In this mode, we are provided with 3 zones with a random element. If the selected character matches the required element, they receive a buff, otherwise a debuff reduces their base stats by 50%. Each week there is a limited number of chests you can obtain, plus 1 special Easter chest. In each zone you can earn 1/3 of the weekly chest limit. Within the zones, chests are located on different floors and a zone consists of a total of 4 floors. The transition to the next floor is shown on the map with the following icon. Now a brief overview on where and which chests can be obtained. First floor, all chests except the Easter chest. Second floor, blue chests and the Easter chest. All subsequent floors, blue and green chests. Also, while passing through zones and collecting chests, we receive weekly points that can be exchanged for gifts. The main gift can be considered this, which will allow us to choose an artifact of legendary quality. And that concludes our mini guide. You can find recommendations for installing artifacts on our website, gfl2.help. Good luck everyone and see you soon!